I want to say thank you very much indeed to all of you who've participated in our Mission Action Planning project. I've been amazed and humbled by how many parishes have taken this seriously and have been blessed by their participation. In my recent visitation, something like 82% of parishes said this was one of the best things that had happened in terms of being given a sense of direction and focus and a way of serving God in our communities. The big challenge for us is to now ask, how do we follow up this initial mission action plan and make sure that we maintain a momentum so that we continue to listen carefully to what God is saying to us, to ask what is happening in our communities, and to see how the good news can be proclaimed and acted out so that it makes a real difference. If we think of the early church, we see Paul and Barnabas and others going to local churches. They come a bit like outside auditors. They come and they do three things. First of all, they look, and with fresh eyes they help people look anew at what is happening, what God is doing, and what might be possible. In the looking, they help people think. They discuss, what is God saying, what is God doing, what are the needs? And having come to look and then to think together, to talk, they act. They decide some things need doing. They set up a system to feed widows and those who might be homeless. They decide how to handle those whose friends operate in circles that use temples and sacrifice food. Each of us lives in a similar context, really. We all need a prod from outside, which is what the plan offers us an opportunity to do. And in the diocese we have some very skilled people who can help you look afresh at what is going on, what might be possible, and what God is asking us to do. And we need to operate, as Paul did in the New Testament, constantly, by using the Mission Action Plan to go through these three stages. First, we need to look with fresh eyes. And that means being willing to see new things, notice new needs. And golly, in our society there are plenty of new needs springing up all the time. From the need to feed people through food banks, to the need to find work opportunities for young people and those excluded from the world of work, and many other needs too. So let's start by looking and using the plan and those who can come from outside to help us look afresh. And as we look, let's talk. Let's have conversation in our PCCs, in subgroups we set up, however we decide to go about it. Let's think together about what we are seeing, what God is saying through what we see, and what might be possible to serve Him better and find a good news for His people. So we look and we think, and then of course we act. And the key thing is the action. Taking God's love out and putting it into people's lives through our own witness and organising our resources to make a difference, whether it's for children and the crying need for young people to learn about Christ and moral values, whether it's for schemes of social concern or pastoral visiting. So what I want to commend to you is the value of mission action planning, not as a one-off thing so that we can just potter on forever, but a kind of discipline. Paul really harassed his churches, and if you look at the letter to the Corinthians, he keeps coming back and challenging them to look, to think and to act anew. That's what the Christian life is about. That's what every local church must be about in our diocese. And I hope that you will use this opportunity of mission action planning to develop that kind of Christian lifestyle, that kind of Christian approach to prayer, to reflection and to action. And if we can do that, then I think in these very testing times, the church will be on the front line of bringing good news to people, which is good news about God and His power and His purposes. My message is very simple, and you should have learnt it by now. We need to look, to think and to act.
One of the great things that's happened this year is that 2012 has been an opportunity for adding some new things into mission action planning. Who expected Jubilee and Olympics to be quite so important for our mission? And lots of churches have done some really great things this year, and you need to take time to celebrate those and rejoice in what you've done. 2013 may seem to be an ordinary year, but again I'm sure that there'll be some new opportunities for you to take and think and see some mission opportunities that you can join in with. And I'd encourage you to take time in your review to ponder and reflect on the things that are going on around you in your church context or as individuals, and look to see if there are mission opportunities you can do this year.
As you know, each archdeaconry now has its own dedicated church growth officer. Part of our role is to help support the MAP review process that Bishop Alistair is encouraging us all to be involved in at the moment. You should by now have received your MAP review form. If you haven't, do please get in touch and we'll get one sent out to you straight away. We're also able to provide MAP review facilitators if you and your parish would feel this would be appropriate. It's often good to have an outside voice to come in to help you review what has been good about the past year and also to look forward to the future. We are also available for conversation to help discuss how best to resource your MAP review process. Bishop Alistair has asked that once your MAP review form is complete, that you would send it to us at Church House. The details are on the bottom of the MAP review form. You may also like to share this with your rural dean for reference.